Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Mind of the Rev. Today's Advent Calendar number day 6. Technically speaking, because I did day 5 last night, even though today is day 5 for me. Because that's how I'm doing things. Yes, I am. Unlike the last 5 days, the other Advent excuse me. Calories I've done the last 5 days. I actually just woke up from going to sleep a little bit early, and then, you know, I still end up doing this around the same time. I just slept um, for a short amount of time because I was tired. Um, Today was an okay day. It wasn't. Things didn't go according to my thought process, my plan, but it wasn't a bad day. It was just a day. One of the things about doing these videos every day that I've actually liked about is just I've been able to have a closer look on my mood from day to day and realizing how often it changes. And I don't mean that in a bad or good way, just more of a comment on that, my mood is not really consistent. A lot of times it depends on how my day was. And the thing is, and part of it is just my base foundation mood, where even put it, honestly, is. Oh, I had that upside down. Sorry, I was looking at a picture on this thing and realizing the wreath here, which you can't really see well from that angle, was actually, I placed it upside down. Which now that I realize what I did, I realize why it looked better in this picture than how I had it. I'll have to try to remember that fix that when I do a big shot. Oh, oh, sorry. But yeah, my kind of base mood foundation is honestly kind of standard. Not necessarily bad, not necessarily good. Just kind of meh. Which honestly I wish was different, but because of life reasons, it's usually not. Anyways, I don't think that's a good or bad thing. I think it would be nice if I was someone who was overly joyful on a normal basis, but I'm not. That's just not who I am. It's not that I don't find joy in daily life stuff. It's not consistent enough for me to be like yay every day. But things aren't every day isn't so terrible that I'm like every day. I have days where I'm in between sometimes where the best way to explain how I'm feeling is I'm here. I think sometimes that's just how my life is. Um, but one day that would be different. One day, not one day soon, but one day. A day that I'm looking forward to. Anyways, but doing these things to kind of close out my day has actually been something that's been very helpful for me. Um, it makes me think that at least for a time, I may try something similar to this in the new year, where I actually take a. It would be a little bit different because I would probably be doing like just less videos that I would post on here on YouTube, but it would be day one. I do step one, and that's all I do. Even if that's here's step one, boom, I just place it. If that's all step one is, and that's all step one is, and that's all the first video is. But because it would be so short videos, it really would be. I would try to talk for about 5 minutes or so to talk about my day, whatever. After I do that, but then I would then I would take the next day and probably the next so many steps and merge those into like one video and post that like once a week. I had some thoughts about that. Um, Anyways, so let's do day 6. Okay. Let's see what day 6 has brought me. At this point, I have no idea what to expect which is, I think, a good thing about advent calendars. Not know. I was a little annoyed the fact that I couldn't, after day 6 build one of the big things, but I guess it's okay. It probably works out because since I started on a Friday and day 6 is technically day 6 is tomorrow. But the other thing I'm thinking about is I may try something, just because doing these daily videos I think has been useful for my state of mind, just to kind of have almost like a daily journal that I don't necessarily may share it, but I may do like a daily video journal just for myself. What that would look like, I don't know, but I've been thinking about that for a while. Okay, let's see what today brings me, and if it adds to if the instructions add to one of the other sets that I already have, or not. No, I'm not surprised by that, but it does give me the first instructions I've seen to one that I'm actually a big piece that I'm looking forward to, which is a train. I actually have a big train set in my Amazon wish list that I'm looking at. That because of my Christmas plans this year, I may buy that for myself and do that and record a big long video where I do that. This little mini build is going to be a reindeer. I'll have to see about that set. I may not. As I explained, I think yesterday, I had kind of like a come to Jesus moment about certain spendings I have. It's not like I'm not like I'm in the dirt poor. It's not like I've spent all my money. I mean, it's not that bad. It's just I spent more money than I really should have. But like I said, my Christmas plans are different this year. Not necessarily in a bad way, because I actually don't mind them. Um, my plans don't involve me going anywhere this year, just staying home. Which, because normally, I mean, it's normally in the past, it's we would always go to my grandma's house, and that's where we already did all the big traditions. And grandma passed several years ago. I mean, so we were still going to the same place because grandpa, but he passed last. He passed sometime between Thanksgiving and Christmas of last year. I can't. It was actually. It just hit me. I just didn't realize this until right now. Last year, the day my grandpa passed, it was the Saturday after my youth group did our shopping trip, which last year it was later in December, because like I said, it was later in December, but this year it was this past Sunday for reasons that are beyond our control, that we had to change them. But that means that in about probably 10 days, it will be a year since he passed. And I guess I just didn't realize it was that close to Christmas. Like, it was close. Let's see. I know I got quiet there. It just hit me. That it was close to. It wasn't days from Christmas, because we actually did have the funeral and all that before Christmas. It was a very, I don't think it was a rush situation, but we wanted to make sure we did it before Christmas. And I mean, it was enough time. I just don't remember how much time, but it was, I know that it was like before November, like, it was before like the 1st of November, so it might have been, no, it had to been in December. Um, so, it, so we are getting up to a year. I remember, and this is part of the reason why Christmas the last so many years since Grandma passed have been it's felt more than a bit off. And after last year, we had our first Christmas literally right after it was our last, it would be our last Christmas in that house, and it felt very forced. That soon after his passing, we didn't feel like anything to celebrate, but it's what we did because it's tradition, which is why I believe traditions sometimes need to change, because sometimes you recognize there is a need to move on from what you had before, because that's just how things are. Move on. And this will be the first year where you know we won't have Christmas like that, because I have relatives. Um, I have a cousin who is in uh, the Marines, I believe. I may have that wrong. Yeah, I think it's in the Marines. He's currently in training, and I don't remember where. Not that I would share if I did. Um, huh. Let's see how that goes. What's this stuff? Um, anyways, his parents are going to spend, he gets 3 days off for Christmas. So they are going to go spend I guess, I don't know if they're spending, I'm guessing they're probably spending 3 days with him, because it's not a short trip. Um, so they're going to be doing that, and it really, at that point, it wouldn't leave that many people. Um, it would literally me, my family, and another family. Um, so they're doing their own thing. We're going to do our own thing. So we're just going to be home, which honestly, I'm perfectly happy with that, because you know it'll be a day where I won't have to get up early. Um, let's see. It'll be a day I won't have to get up early, which I'm looking forward to having a day like that. Um, yeah, I won't have to get up early. I see. Crud. What was I saying? All right, I won't have to get up early. I'll be able to um, I don't have to go anywhere. I don't have to go anywhere that I don't want to go, because not crud. I'm gonna have to mute because I need to get something. Anyways, I won't have to go anywhere on Christmas Day. I can sleep in, and I can, like I said, I'm debating about buying myself a set for Christmas Day to, I don't know, just give me something to do on Christmas. Um, Because I mean, honestly, like like I don't have any plans. I didn't have any plans I was looking forward to really on Christmas as far as I mean, we were gonna. I think the plan originally was. I think, well, no, this was never the plan because at Thanksgiving, at my cousin's, where I felt kind of cramped because it was so many people, so little space. Um, in recent days, I've been going through like um, uh, little images of things about introverts that always hit so close to home for me because I am introverted. Okay, what I've been working on is the head for the reindeer. Um, anyways, and like one of the things about introverts, we like our space. Um, and one thing I saw in a lot of things, which is very true, is that you know we you feel exhausted when being around people. And honestly, I think, and this is from my own personal experience, that I feel more exhausted being around people that I really don't want to be around. Um, I know that it's terrible to say that about family members, but it's just true. I think, like I said, ever since those grandparents passed away, family gatherings have felt forced, and I haven't really been happy with them. Um, I mean, I think it's important to try to keep a family together, but I don't think if it feels forced, then there's an issue. But I also think part of it's because I'm like I said, I'm introverted. I don't like being crowded, um, and like you know, I didn't know this until I was a lot older. But my pop up, who he passed when I was in middle school for a long time, he was. This is the interesting thing that I found out between my learning about stuff about my grandpa I didn't know when he passed away, and then looking back to my pop up who passed away when I was in middle school, there were, I share some similarities to them. My pop up, that's the one who passed when I was in middle school. He was not big on crowds. I mean, he would actually get like headaches. I can't say I've had headaches in crowds, but that same like feeling of so many people around. That's me sometimes. Um, but so that's similar to me in the sense of the thing about crowds. It's different for me when it's crowds that I feel comfortable and that I don't mind being around or we share something like when I'm doing stuff with the youth group. But I've learned even within I have a limit. Um, um, anyways, and then my grandpa, I learned at the funeral through sharing with my aunt. When my grandpa was young, um, when his family would have visits over. I don't think it was necessarily whether it was family coming over or just people in general. I don't know, but I get the gist that it was just when they had a lot when they had visitors over. My grandpa, when he was younger, was more likely to grab a book and like a piece of fruit, apple, or something, and go off in the woods and read, and not really want to be around people. And you know, it made me realize during the funeral that that's me. I mean, when we would have family gatherings, um, I would always find a place for myself, um, with a book, and I would either be on Twitch listening, lurking on Twitch listening, or simply listen to music while reading, um, because that's kind of how I coped with happen to be around a lot of people. Um, 'Cause I'm not one for small talk. I really do not like small talk. Um, I don't enjoy it. Huh. That's interesting. There's no. I found pieces that do not go on anything, which means they probably go on the big piece. Huh. Interesting. Did I miss? No, they don't go anywhere. I'll put them somewhere on here when time comes. Um. Anyways, as I was saying, hearing that about my grandpa at the funeral really made me tear up, and it made me realizing there's that similarity between us. Um, in a way, kind of gave me hope for the future in a certain way because if he was like that when he was a kid, you know, I look at how he was as an adult. I mean, he was a pastor for I don't know how many years. Um, and you know that requires a certain amount of pushing yourself. When I mean, if that was how it was when I was a kid, and he preached for so many years, it means that I think that we do change sometimes as we get older and stuff. But I think that at our core, we are always the same person. It's just I would put it this way: I've always been introverted, but as I've gotten older, I feel a little bit better with social interaction. Um, I'm still myself. I still desire to have that alone time, and I need it. Um, like this one. And have these two little black pieces that actually I can't attach anywhere because of the way this thing is designed, which is fine. Um, but it probably means that these pieces are important for the bigger piece, whatever I have. So here we have a reindeer, little bell here, a tail. Kind of cool looking. Okay, I'm gonna put the instructions back in here with these extra pieces. Um, okay, they don't have anything to do with. Oh no, there they are. Huh, interesting. Let me get some water before I start the next one. Okay, we are on day 6. So day 6 is right here. Oh, it's a very easy one. It's just a little clone, which is actually nice that it's an easy one because this would have been a longer video. I was going to have some ice cream after this video, but I probably won't now because... okay, this is one I don't need the instructions for. It's literally just this. I know what you might think, oh, it's just a little clone trooper and it should be disappointing, but, whatever. I'm not really. It doesn't bother me that much because, you know. Pew, pew, pew. Maybe Santa Claus is real. Oh. Okay, people. Well. Okay, well, that's it for today's stuff. Till tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.